When I was 27 years old, I left a very demanding job in management consulting for a job that was even more demanding teaching. I went to teach 7th class math in the New York public schools. Unlike any teacher, I made quizzical tests. I gave her homework assignments. When the work came back, I calculated grades. What struck me was that IQ was not the only difference between my best and my worst students. Some of my strongest performers is not having stratospheric IQ scores. Some of my smartest kids wasn't doing so well, and that got me thinking. The kinds of things you need to learn in 7th class math, sure they have raisins, decimals, the area of a parallelogram, but the concepts are not impossible, and lies was firmly convinced that every concept my students could learn the materials if they worked hard and long enough. After several more years of teaching, I came to the conclusion that what we need is education is a much better understanding of our students and learning from a motivational perspective, from a psychology perspective. A new education, there's one thing we now have to measure best is IQ. But what if doing well in school and in life depend on much more than your ability to learn quickly and easily? So I left the classroom and I went to graduate school to become a psychologist. I started studying kids and adults in all kinds of super challenging studies, and in every study my question was, who is successful here and why? My research team and I went to West Point Military Academies. We tried to predict which cadets would stay in military training and which would drop out. We went to the National Spelling Bees and tried to predict which children would advance past test in completion. We started rook teachers working in religious neighborhoods, asking which teachers are still going to be in teaching by the end of the school year, and of those who will be the most effective at improving learning outcomes for their students. We partnered with private companies, asking which of the sales people is going to keep their jobs and who's going to learn the most money in all those very different contexts. One characteristic measured as a significant predictor of success And it wasn't social intelligence, it wasn't good looks, physical health, and it wasn't IQ. It was grit. Grit is passion as perseverance for very long team goals. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with the future day in, day out, not that for a week, not that for the month, but for years, and working really hard to make that future a reality. Grit is living life like it's a marathon, not a sprint. A few years ago, I started studying Greek in the Chicago public schools. I asked thousands of high school juniors to take a Greek questionnaires and then waited around more than a year to see who would graduate. Turns out that Greek kids were significantly more likely to graduate, even when I measured them on every characteristic. I could measure things like family's income, standards, achievement, test scores, even how sharp kids felt when they were at school. So it's not that at West Point of national spellings bees that read matters. It's also in schools as basically for kids at risk for dropping out. To me, the most shocking thing about grit is how little we know, how little science knows about building it. Every day, parents and teachers ask me, how do I build grit in kids? What do I do to teach the kids a solid work ethic? How do I keep them motivated for the long run? The honest answer is I don't know. What I do know is that talent does make you greatly. Our data show very clearly that there are many talented individuals who simply do not follow thousands on their commitments. In fact, in our data, grit is usually unrelated or even inversely related to measures of talents. So far, the best idea I've heard about building grit in kids is something called growth mindset. This is an idea developed at Stanford University by Carol Dweck, and it is belies that the ability to learn is not fixed, that it can change without effect. Dear Dweck has shown that when kids read and learn about the brain and how it trains and grows in response to training, they're much more likely to persevere when they fail because they don't believe that failure is a permanent condition. So growth mindset is a great idea for building grit but we need more. And that's where I'm going to end my remarks, because that's where we are. That's the work that stands before us. We need to take our best ideas, our strongest intuitions, and we need to test them. We need to measure whether I've been successful, and we have to be willing to fail, to be wrong, to start over again with lessons learned. In other words, we needed to be ready about getting our kids ready. Thank you.